Short selling clearance coming through a provision, William. How do you read into it for mutual funds?
Well, actually, this is kind of like a good development, if you like. Some of the market participant is thinking that that is overhang because sooner or later, those ban has to be lifted. I think letting the mutual fund and the market to be back to the normal the situation is good. And at the end of the day, secondary market is the pricing mechanism. And I see a few of consensus is actually building up in the China market. One is in terms of valuation for global investors now is a rock bottom, if you like. A market is trading at 2 standard deviation over the last 10 years in terms of price to earnings ratio, which is not happened too often, and 30 to 50% discount to EM. So I think this consensus is building very strongly. And secondly, I think the so-called the worst is over. Consensus is building up, for 2024, which is good. For example, the property market and earnings is coming back. Last but not least, I would like to suggest everyone want to understand the Chinese market sentiment. Watch the very famous now TV shows in the last week in China. It's called Bloom Sums Shanghai, which is talk about the 80s, in the China economy and entrepreneurship. I think that spike, some of the animal spirit or some of the business owner or retail investor to start thinking about being aggressive in launching business rather than so-called the laying down.
Do you think that'll move the needle when it comes to poor business confidence, poor consumer confidence? How much can a show really help from a content standpoint?
Well, actually, as a fund manager, we are looking for early indicator in all the WeChat group within my friends with the fund manager and entrepreneurs. I think it's very inspirational in sense that, it's being screen capture, how to build businesses, what is the long term, and basically this is a good story, and this is announced by the Chinese government channel as well. So I think this is one key message is the Chinese government want to divert or to encourage this kind of entrepreneurship spirit, back to the ecosystem again. And second is in terms of consumption, because people, think about their business owner or business, they are investing again, they will start to consume more. And I think high confidence or the early shoots that I really happy to see is the recovery of the service PMI. At the end of the day, is the service kind of like sector or the consumption will be leading this type of rebound, to begin with. And secondly, we are also positive on 2024 is because of if there is a soft landing environment in the US market, it will help some of the China export as well. So watch the show and tell me, in the next interview.